Hello again to all you beautiful mamas out there. Today's video, we are going to be talking about homeschooling and testing. In today's video, I just want to share with you my thoughts, our first experience when it comes to homeschooling and standardized testing. So before we get into this video, I just want to give a disclaimer and let you all know where I stand when it comes to testing in your homeschool. A little background on me in case this is your very first time stopping by my channel. I have been homeschooling for 7 years. I have 3 boys ages 12, 10, and 7. This year is the very first year I have ever tested my children in our homeschool. The laws that we have in our state are very different from many other states, and I actually am not required to test my children every year, which is honestly a blessing. I am so grateful for that. So all along in my homeschool journey, I've kind of had this mentality of, I don't want to teach to a test. I don't want to test my children based on, or test their knowledge based on how they do on a test. Like, to me, the test is not everything. It is not the end all be all of judging what they know. I do not put all of my stock, so to speak, in a test score. In our homeschool, it's important to me that my children are knowing and grasping and understanding the information, first and foremost, above everything. So I have never actually tested our children. Now, when it comes to math, they do teaching textbooks, so there are quizzes that go along with each chapter in teaching textbooks. But as far as history, as far as science, as far as language, even spelling, I have never, ever done any of those kinds of tests in our homeschool. I just haven't. It's not something we've done. If we did, it was just a super simple format, something that was done verbally. Like I'll throw out a random spelling word to them and have them spell it back to me, but never a formal sit down, take a test type thing. So this idea of homeschooling and testing or doing the standardized test for the very first time was a total new thought in my mind, and I've been wanting to do it for a little while, but I wanted to do the testing as a report card for myself, not my child. It is not about my children. It's about me and making sure that I'm covering what I need to.
Okay, sorry, let's try this again. So between the mailman and mom life, like, my kids got me going everywhere, but
I think I was talking about standardized testing, how it's never been the most important thing in our home when it comes to homeschooling. Like, there is so much freedom in the state that we live for homeschoolers, so we've never been required to do standardized testing before. This is something that I've just felt on my heart over the course of this last homeschool year. I really wanted to just try it and give it a shot, and I had a veteran homeschool mom who recommended a program to me, which I will share all of that with you here in just a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of share my opinion on testing and where I've been throughout the journey of our homeschool year. I've not wanted to do it in the past because there's just too much. There's too much. It can be very overwhelming as it is just to try and navigate homeschooling in general, your curriculum, your schedule, co-ops, like all the things that homeschooling entails, let alone testing. So it's something we've never done. It's always been available to us, but we've just never done it. And that has been okay with me. This year, I just felt this desire in my heart to do it. I wanted to do it, like I mentioned, for a report card for myself, to show me the areas that maybe I need to cater to a little bit more for each child, and the areas that need maybe a little bit more attention. So I think for me, it was a mental shift that kind of happened as well. I was not homeschooled. So for me, doing this test and getting my son's results, you guys, it makes me so happy. I could seriously break down right now because this works. Homeschooling works. And to some of you, you're going to be laughing at me and be like, yeah, well, duh, where you been? But you guys, I was not homeschooled. This is totally foreign to me. Yes, we've been doing it for 7 years. Yes, we have all of our curriculum that we follow somewhat. We don't follow it to a T. You all know, if you've been here for a while, that I'm a reverse record keeper. I don't follow a list. I don't have everything laid out for our homeschool year. I don't plan it in advance. Like, I am a very go with the flow type of homeschool mom, I guess, if there's even a term for that. And it just has totally shown me that this works. God has blessed our homeschool journey in so many more ways than I ever could have imagined. And my son did so incredibly well on his testing. He tested above grade level in every single subject. This has been an incredible, eye-opening experience to me, and just confirmation that I am doing the right thing with my boys right now, that they are right where they are supposed to be, that we are doing enough, because time and time and time again, if we're all being honest, that little thought creeps up in our mind. Are we doing enough? Are they getting it? Are they going to know what they need to know when the time comes to graduate them and send them out into the real world? And you guys, this is just one of those things that was confirmation that I'm doing enough. What we are doing is enough. And as much as I hate to admit it, I needed to see that. This has just made so much of a believer out of me in homeschooling in general. And like I said, that might be a funny thing to you, considering I've been homeschooling for 7 years. Like, I'm with my kids every day. I see what they do. I see their work. I see what goes on. I know what they're learning. I pick out what I'm going to be teaching them. But for my son to be able to sit down and take a test and just blow it out of the water was so just amazing to me, incredibly eye-opening. So enough about that, enough about my opinion on it. Again, that is just my opinion. This is my experience with homeschooling and testing. That is my opinion on how I feel about testing in your homeschool. Do I think it's necessary? No. Do I still think it's necessary? Absolutely not. I wanted to personally give my son and my oldest, I'm going to schedule him here shortly, but I wanted to give them an opportunity to sit and experience what it's like to be tested. I know that there are times in life where it's going to be a part of life. That's just the way it is. We cannot avoid that. So maybe I'll have a system of every other year testing them. I'm not really sure. I don't know how it's going to all play out, but I'm not putting too much stock in it, no matter how it comes out. I am just so incredibly grateful to my eyes have been opened to see that this is working, that we are doing enough. Mama, if you have asked yourself, am I doing enough? Is this curriculum enough? Are they learning enough? Are they getting any of it? I promise you, they are getting it. These words have been told to me so many times by one of my dearest friends. They're getting it. They will get it. They're going to know. If they don't have it right now, they will. They will understand. She's right. Once again, we'll put that on the little tally mark. Like, she is right. She knows what she's talking about. And your kids are learning in anything and everything that you're doing with them, and anything and everything you're teaching them. Anywhere and everywhere that you go, your children are learning. And this is something that has just, this was not a planned video. This was not something I was going to share with you all. I didn't have it on my agenda, none of it. This is just something that I wanted to get out as encouragement to you guys. Like, this is amazing. This has been a wonderful thing. And I am so happy that I decided to say yes to testing this one time. So I tested my 4th grader. My oldest is going to be a 7th grader this coming school year. So as soon as he finishes up his math from teaching textbooks, I'm going to go ahead and have him do the test as well. He just has a few lessons to finish up. We haven't quite completely dove into summer around here yet. So we are still working through some of our homeschool lessons, but it is on the agenda to get him tested as well. I'm going to print out these sheets, their test results. I'm going to keep them in case for any reason I might need record in the future. I think that's a very wise thing to do. So I am going to do that. That's proof that we are doing what we need to do here. So I think that's a good thing to protect yourself and protect your homeschool as well. So I will definitely be doing that. But the test that we did was shared with me by a veteran homeschool mom who is also a very dear friend. She has graduated 2 boys and has a daughter that is going to be going into the 8th grade. This is a test that she has done with her family. She shared it with me. This test is called the Stanford 10. It is from brewertesting.com. So I will try and link everything down below that I can in case you're interested, in case you want to check it out for yourself. It is all done online. This whole test is done in your home online. This test costs $40 for your child to do, and you schedule in advance the 2 days that you want them to do the testing. This testing is a 2-day process for your kiddo. So if you have a kiddo like mine, again, I have boys. I'm a homeschooling mom of all boys. We have never sat down and done school for 4 hours straight, ever in our homeschool journey. So this testing was a little bit of a struggle for him. And if I'm being honest, there were tears on both days. So it was something that was hard. It was very draining. It has a little thing on the top that tells you how many questions are in that particular subtest. So when you see you're on question 10 of 54 or whatever, for a boy, for anybody, it's like, am I ever going to finish this? So it was kind of something that I had to continuously feed him, because as we know, if they're melting down, give them food, shove some food in their face and, you know, a healthy snack, something, and keep them going. There were some tests that he enjoyed. He loved the science. He hated the reading comprehension. Like, there were such big stories that he was having to read and then answer the questions. So he hated that part. Some of the math he loved, some of it he hated. Of course, story problems. Like, who loves story problems anyway? I know there's a process to it. I know that in some situations it is important to test your children. So that is why we went ahead and did that with the Stanford 10 this year. Our experience was great. Our results get sent to us via email within 2 days. Typically on the same business day, you will get your child's results. And it's broken down in so many different categories. It'll break it down by grade level. It'll show you where they're at in their percentile for the same age of kids that were tested on the same questions. So it's are sent to you via email within 2 business days. So it was very convenient to get to do it here in our home. The hardest part, you guys, was not keeping my son engaged. The hardest part was keeping my 2 boys quiet. That was a serious struggle. It was every bit of 4 hours worth of testing, and that's with a 15-minute break here, a 15-minute break there. So it was definitely daunting, but for my 2 other boys who were not testing, that was probably the most difficult part for them. I didn't want to shut Cooper, my middle child, off in a different room. So I have 2 other boys. Like, life is still going on in this house. So it's definitely something that was a distraction to have the boys out here making noise, even if they're playing quietly, just anything they're doing. If they walked by, he's like, what are you guys doing? What's going on? So definitely, if you plan on having one of your children tested, maybe that's an option, or a bit of advice I could give you is just maybe have somewhere for your other children to go during that time so that your child can focus if they have problems. Now, some kids might love this. Some kids might absolutely love this testing process. I don't know if it's a boy thing. I don't know what it is, but Cooper's like, nah, I could do without it. He even told me at one point, this is stupid. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, it is. But it all worked out and it went great and he did awesome. He totally rocked it. So this whole video was just here to share with you our first experience doing a standardized test as homeschoolers. We've never done it in our 7 years homeschooling. Very first experience was with my 4th grader. I'm going to have my upcoming 7th grader do his test, like I said, when he finishes teaching textbooks. So it is something I will be doing for my 2 older boys this year. One of them is already done. Now I just need to get the other one done. And I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm going to do it again next year. I don't know if I want to do it every other year. I don't really know how it's all going to play out, but I wanted to bring this video to you guys just to share with you kind of my thoughts and views and opinion / experience with the testing in our homeschool, because we don't do tests on a regular basis. I have never tested my kids on things that isn't already part of their program, like teaching textbooks. It's built in. I have never made up tests for them. I have never quizzed them on things. We just don't read something to them out of history, and then real quick I'll say, who was Paul Revere? What did Paul Revere do? Like, that's how it goes in our home. They don't have a sit down, take a test thing. So I think it might give them a whole new appreciation for what our homeschool days actually look like. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys something. Do you see that right there? Yeah, girls, that's curriculum right there. That stuff is coming in 1 box at a time. So I plan on here really soon doing an unboxing for you guys, and then also I'm going to break it down by grade level because you guys spoke loud and clear. So we're also going to have family subjects that I'm going to do in a separate video. So there's all kinds of stuff coming for you guys. I'm just at this point waiting for things to arrive. All of my orders have been submitted. Everything is done. I'm just waiting, and I've been waiting for 3 weeks for my order from Christian Bookstore to arrive. So I always order some homeschool curriculum from Christian Bookstore, and I'm still waiting. That's the longest I've ever had to wait. So maybe FedEx or UPS will be bringing something by tonight. I don't know. We shall see. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. So I want to end this video for you guys, but I thank you for being here for this video, and share your experience with me down below. Have you tested your children? Have you not? How many years you've been homeschooling? Is it something you're interested in doing? Reach out to me in the comment section down below. And again, I don't put a bunch of stock in the test results, but it was just confirmation for this mama that God is blessing our homeschool journey, and he is yours as well. So it was totally totally confirmation, and I'm so thankful for the ability and the freedom to get to homeschool our children. So anyway, as always, thank you all for being here. If you want to get a little behind the scenes, catch more on the day-to-day life with us, check us out over on Instagram at Simply Living It. Reach out in the comment section down below, hit that red subscribe button if you are new here, and I will see you all in our next video. Bye.